Hey guys, it's the Gourmet Gurus back here with our first tutorial on how to make fresh pasta from scratch. So the first step is you want to get your food processor or blender, whatever you have, and you want to put your eggs in. So we can put our eggs in here. Alright, egg number 1, egg number 2, and egg number 3. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the flour. So what you want to do here is you want to get a spoon and you want to make sure that you put your measuring cup on here first so it doesn't count the weight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on. We're on to the grams. We need 300 grams of flour. You want 100 grams of flour per person, and you want 1 egg per person. So 100 grams of flour per 1 egg. So we're going to watch it go up. Slowly going up. 208. 263. 293, not much more. 303, that's enough. That's just the right amount. So what you want to do now is you want to take your flour and you just want to pour it into a blender or your food processor. So after that, you want to put the lid back on. So the next step is I'm going to get my sous chef to plug the food processor into the outlet. He's going to turn it on and he's going to start pulsing. So what we're going to do after that is we're just going to wait for it to get the right consistency. So we want to pour it here. Still pulsing. We're going to stop for a second. We're gonna power it off. We're going to take the lid off. It's still too dry, so we're going to grab our flour. If your dough is still a little bit too squishy and feels a little bit wet, you can put a little bit more flour, not too much, just enough to make it a little bit less squishy so that it turns into that nice breadcrumb texture. So we're going to turn this back on. This is on, so we're going to get it turned back on. And we're going to start pulsing it. Alright, we're going to stop. We're going to check the consistency. That feels absolutely perfect. So if you look in there, it looks kind of like breadcrumbs. You'll have a better view once we take it over to the folding area. So what we're going to do here is, can we just come over and look at the breadcrumbs? Well, not breadcrumbs. They're supposed to look breadcrumby, like they look kind of like breadcrumbs. So what we're going to do, we're going to dump them out on our cutting board or whatever you use it for. And you're just gonna keep putting it all together. We might have to do 2 batches because this is a lot of pasta. Normally, like 2 eggs is normally like maybe 1 batch, or if you really just want to, you can do 2. So after you start like getting it really mushed together, you're gonna want to start getting ready to feed it through your pasta machine. So this pasta machine, there's a little setting here to set it down. You can put the thickness down or up, and then that will make your pasta thinner and better to eat. So we're almost done with this. We're just going to try to get as much of this other pasta dough as possible, and then we're going to start feeding it through. So we're going to clear off this space here, and we're just going to start making it a little bit easier to go through the pasta machine. So it shouldn't have to be much thicker, but it will have to be. Alright, so what you're going to want to do now, it might look not too good at the beginning, but as you get going, it'll start becoming better and better. So see, it looks kind of crappy right now. That's because I didn't fold it, because you can't. But who gives it? So we're gonna take it out, and we're just gonna rip this off, screw that piece, and we're going to fold it like that. All right? Maybe one more time. Double fold. And as we keep putting it through, it should start to look more and more like pasta. So as you can see, it's starting to look more and more like pasta.
Yeah.
So now after you folded it, you're going to put it through one more time on this level. This should get it to the right consistency. You want to keep putting it through most of the levels just so that it starts getting more and more thin, because you don't want really thick pasta. So after you get going, you'll start getting really long piece of pasta. For now, since it's pretty thick, you can set it over the back, but normally you wouldn't because occasionally it might rip. So as you can see, it's getting longer and longer for each time we put it through. So one more setting and we should be extremely close to finishing. All right, if you want to hold that right up there like that, that would be perfect. Thank you. And we're gonna roll it through one last time. No, we're not, because it's ripping. Probably because the pasta was too wide, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of like a long sheet of pasta. Okay, so this is normally the last stage you need. So if I get my helper, you can put that in there, and then you can catch the bottom. You catch it, start going through. So as you can see, there's nice fettuccine pasta coming right through. Nice long pasta. And this stuff at the end is crap, so we'll just throw that in. There we go. We'll hang it on the rack. Let it dry or whatever. Very long. We'll probably cut it when we start cooking because that pasta is extremely long. So I guess we can start up the next batch. So we're going to grab the rest of the breadcrumbs. This is sort of just a nice second explanation for you guys.
Go.
Okay, so this second batch will probably get boring for you guys, so we're just going to skip through it and we'll see you guys afterwards.
Go.
Alright guys, we're back, and what you have to do now that you have your pasta ready is you want to put a lot of salt into your water. You want it to be as salty as the ocean, so you want to pour a bunch of salt in, and you're going to mix it up. Keep on mixing. And Graydon and my sous chef can mix that up for me. Alright, I think that's good enough mixing. And you want to test it just to make sure that it's extremely salty. That is extremely salty water. So we're done with the salt. So now we're just gonna put the pasta in. Okay guys, so we're back. We have our water boiling, and right now we're gonna get my sous chef Graydon. He's just gonna pull the pasta off and he's gonna start putting it into the water. So after we get all the pasta in the water, what you want to do is you want to pour all the pasta into your strainer. And then after you have the pasta in the strainer, you want to put it back into the pot. And then after it's in the pot, you want to pour the Alfredo sauce in. The classical 4-cheese Alfredo is actually one of the very best. It's also a healthier one. And you want to put the Alfredo sauce in with the pasta in the pot, because it keeps the Alfredo sauce warm. So we're just gonna wait for Graydon to get all this in, and then we're gonna start cooking. Okay guys, so we have our sous chef here. He's just finished with the pasta. He's gonna bring it over to our strainer. So he's gonna dump it in here. Most of the water's already gone, but we just want to make sure that it's all out. Some of the pasta might be a little. Grab a fork. So we'll just get the rest of that pasta out. It's not burnt to the bottom, Don't be alarmed if this actually happens. It's just the pasta. So now that we have the pasta in the pot, we're going to take it and we're going to bring it back over to our original. So the water's all out, so the pasta goes back in, and now we're ready for our sauce.
Yeah.
So after your sauce has been shooken up really nicely, you want to put it into your pasta. So we're going to dump in a lot of sauce because we have a lot of pasta here, right, boy? So we're going to put that in. We're going to get our mixing bowl. Oh, I did not know that. And you don't want to try to spill some. It's okay, though. You want...
C'est la vie.
Yes, this is C'est la vie. We're going to turn a light on because this is high quality. So we're going to turn on the light. And now we have a good view of, you know, is this pasta getting sauce? We're going to keep checking up on it. Keep dishing out the sauce. Well, my sous chef grabs a bowl. A nice white bowl from the cupboard right over there. Wrong cupboard. Guys, this is just us having fun in the kitchen. And most of the time when you're cooking, you think it needs to be serious. But a lot of the times, okay, just let me go. We're going to grab our nice pasta dish for the presentation. Oh my God. So, yeah, most people think that the kitchen has to be a serious place. I mean, you want to be serious with safety, but you can have fun in the kitchen too while you're cooking with your friends. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you can see our next videos. Let's eat, boys.